Hey, this is a walkthrough of like the first 20 turns of an endless space game, and endless space is a strategy game, more of a 4X like Civ, with a good space feel to it, which has interested me. Anyway, I spent quite a few days learning some of the basic strategy, and just want to give you some of that. So if you're a new player, you can get up to speed a little bit faster. So the first thing for the first 20 turns is really even before that. The game starts with you on like a small disc with 2 empires on normal difficulty. There's actually some difficulty there for a new player because the 75% expansion victory appears to be rather easy for the AI to achieve even on easy difficulty. So if you're learning and make a couple of mistakes, boom, they make the expansion victory, and you're just kind of like, I lost. So what I recommend is up the empires, up the size, and then down the difficulty when you're first playing. And of course, if you want to play hardcore, change any of this you want. To me, what I'm trying to find is a game that's reasonably long, that's reasonably difficult, so that I can see how some of the late game stuff plays out, so that I can start to connect the dots between the early game and the late game, and then I can up difficulty. So this is sort of my process of figuring out the game. So once you've got that, you're going to start, and regardless of what you've chosen, you're pretty much going to start in the exact same place. So now I'm going to sort of explain what I've learned about the first 20 or so turns, and just give you an orientation of the basics. So when you start, you've got 2 fleets already ready. You've got a colony fleet, which lets you colonize other systems, and you've got a scout fleet. So what I recommend is put your scout fleet out there and let it go find pirates, let it find the systems, and once it finds a system that's got something good and colonizable, then send your colony fleet out. So one of the things that you need to know about colonies is that a colony fleet can colonize other star systems, like this blue guy out here, the white sun. However, inside of a system, you only need a person and a little bit of industry. You don't need an entire ship to colonize the additional areas. So I've already colonized this planet on the left. Once these ones on the right are colonizable, and I have the right technology to do it, I don't need a ship to colonize those. So I'm going to make sure that I start getting resources on this planet, and then I'm going to make sure I've got research queued up before I move to the next turn. Your notifications are down here on the right, and your sort of global management is up here on the left. To a large degree, you end up playing the game through these top left menu options, largely, and then looking at sort of your strategic layout through this view. So I'm going to go ahead and click through these guys to dismiss them, and then I'm going to work through these trees. So here you have your empire. Your empire has approval, as you'll see here. It's also what each is producing in each system, whether you have a hero and then their basic stats. As you get more systems, this fills out. And this is a great screen to stop by often because if a system loses approval, it can be hard to see in the other UI, but here you can see it because you have a global approval and per system. And then you can make sure that you're queuing up things to produce so that you're using your empire to its max. So here in the early game, your early research is really important. Sure, you want a strong fleet, and sure, you want strong science, but in a lot of ways, these lower 2 are your early game. Lower left 2 are your early game tech trees. So you want to go ahead and grab the low-hanging fruit here. This is going to let you get some tourism, and it lets you exploit some of the early luxury resources. That's good for happiness. This also gets you early money once you build it on your system. So one of the things, you can build your fleet with money by just queuing it up and then buying it. So in the early game, sometimes you don't have enough to spend your money on. You can buy your ships in order to build up your fleet. Soil xenobiology here, early on, getting more people lets you expand faster. So let's go ahead and get some food, get more people. Same thing with alien grafting. And then you get some xenobotany. This increases population growth. And then you get your colonized arid. And this gets your population growth up as well. So this lets you colonize arid, and then tundra. Those are relatively common. So in your first 20 turns, you're going to get these, let you spread out, let you get growth. Getting your growth ahead is some of the earliest, most important things. So now we're just going to watch. This guy is going to explore as the turns progress. And I'm just going to move things forward. And then check out the systems as he explores them. So I can tell by this white dot here that this has a colonizable system, so I'm just going to go look at it. So tiny Terran, not bad. I'd really like to find a large jungle because that's just going to provide the most growth. But if I can't find it, I can't. I'll only give it a couple of turns. I'm sure some of the real strategy people here are going to say I should have already colonized something, but you know, I'm still learning some of this. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to grab this small ocean. There's a luxury resource. Maybe not. Yeah. So I'm going to grab that small ocean, or actually this tiny Terran, because it's got a little more food, and it's close by. So take my fleet, take him out there, and then let this continue. As the systems become colonizable, they'll turn white in here, and then the blue ones mean you've already colonized them. This is letting me know that I've discovered some resources. And this is letting me know that I got some tech. So early on, you're building up your tech. You're finding the early systems to exploit. And really, you're trying to expand and build up your economy. Once you get that economic and that industrial base, then you can start building ships and being more aggressive. So here I am. I will colonize this. I'm going to take the Terran here, and then going to make sure that I'm exploiting it. Growth is the most important thing, so I'm going to go ahead and do the food. And then just want to make sure I've got, yep, we got the soils going there. So now, the next few turns, this guy will be exploring, these systems will be building. As I build population and I build up the ability to get some of these guys, which I won't have the tech for that in a while. Actually, I won't have the tech for any of these for a while, so I'll probably have to build a ship. But I need to see my population grow a bit. And so you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your population is here to the left. What the system's building is here. And this system's telling me, hey, I'm not building anything. So I'm going to look at building a couple of anti-pirate ships. Queue those up. And then I want to look back at my tech. So I found this one. I'm about to get this one. And you can actually click around here and hit shift and it will queue, and then shift and you can unqueue. It'll do chaining, so if you shift to one, it'll do all the ones between there. It's pretty cool once you figure this interface out. But I'm just getting my basic technology. But now you'll see their content. I'm seeing what they're producing. I can see population and population max. As I get new planets inside of that system, the max will go up. And Then let's talk a little bit about ships. Later you'll be able to add to ships. This can be a really complex and deep part of the game, but for the most part, I haven't really explored this very much. Not to the level that it should be. But remember, one of the things about building your fleet, if you're producing enough dust, you can often buy these ships instead of waiting for them to be built. Only the colony ships require population to build them. Discover a ship out there, and usually when this happens, I just merge them into the it's wandering. This is advanced. And I'm going to take this off and send him here, and then when they get together, I'll merge them. So production and things of that nature are part of. So I could take your end. Let me go merge these guys together. To explore. One of the other things in this UI, here you have strategic resources and other types of resources and the planet they're on above this. There's all kinds of different things. This titanium is pretty key to some of the technologies. So you got an ability point, and I can go in here, and if I inspect him, I can unlock some of his abilities. So he's got 1 point. I'm going to give him Director. Yeah. And then let's see if this guy has anything. No points. So there isn't a whole lot going on at this point. Keeping your systems producing things. Let this system grow a little bit more. And basically you're teching up so that soon I'll be able to colonize some more planets. So this tundra is now colonizable because of a skill that I have. But I can't do the Arctic yet. So both of these are now colonizable. As soon as I get that ship, I'll probably colonize one of those. Possibly this, just to keep my area contiguous. So now it's telling me I haven't researched any. So originally I selected about 20 turns worth of technology, but I've gotten research for my planets. So particle scanning gives you increased frontier, and this makes your fleets bigger. Both of them are pretty critical at this point. And then each of these is going to give you different ship types. This gives you the destroyer and lets you colonize different areas. Again, taking some low-hanging fruit. I've got quite a few turns queued up there, but that will give me some other base skills that I need to really start exploiting as I colonize. So we're coming up on 23. Fleet. The next turn it will appear. And then I can create that colony fleet. Letting me know that it's done. This guy. And then I will take the colony fleet. I'm going to go there. So here you are at 20 turns, and I'm about to have 3 systems colonized.